When a loved one is sick, you of course bring them to the best medical professional possible, and maybe you explore a second opinion. When you want the best help for your NFL team, no second opinion is needed. You bring them to Dr. Danny. Done every division this week, except for the AFC East, and people have been asking Greg for my credentials. I graduated summa cum laude from I Know Ball University.
I know ball.
That's right.
I actually like that.
Don't be so surprised. That's where I am from.
All right, I know ball.
I know ball, exactly.
All right, Doc.
Yeah, all right. So I got some patients here for you in the NFC East. You ready?
I'm
Step
ready.
into my office.
Yeah.
We begin with the New England Patriots. They were just in the Super Bowl. It's a pretty thin chart. Looking pretty good. Pretty good. But you got one major problem. Protection. Stay safe out there. Left side of your offensive line. You got to protect the franchise. Drake Maye took way too many hits. And I know that you've invested. You got young guys. Wilson and Campbell, left side of the offensive line. Will Campbell's the tackle, is the guard. It's going to be a big talking point for the offseason. They have to do that evaluation. What you cannot do is simply rely on improvement. You need to bring in some form of competition in the form of a veteran in case your plan A doesn't work. Let's just look at the Patriots' offensive line and the pressures they allowed in the playoffs. It's very simple where the issue was. You're always trying to add to your offensive line, but maybe week one next year, Will Campbell and Jared Wilson are your left tackle and your left guard. And they've just improved, and they got stronger, they got more familiar with the NFL and all that, fine. But you got to have a plan B in case it isn't, because the number of hits Drake Maye took this year is not sustainable. You need to improve his blindside protection.
Yeah, with your greatest asset being your quarterback, and typically that's the case in our league. And with him holding the ball in the fashion of which he chooses to hold the ball, it's not all exclusively on that offensive line, particularly on that left side. But you're absolutely right, Doc. Look, I'm calling you Doc. You're absolutely right.
As you should.
You're absolutely right. Like,
respect my title.
I expect for them to get better. I expect for them to improve. I'm sure Vrabel and Josh McDaniels expect for that side of the offensive line to improve. However, you cannot just solely depend on they'll be better next year. You have to protect your greatest asset and know that you got somebody in just in case.
All right, the next patient for Dr. Danny to step into my office is the Buffalo Bills. And again, you've got a lot going for you here. There's some pretty good vitals, some pretty good underlying signs, a lot of success over the last few years. But one thing, as we trend, charts in the medical profession, one thing is trending in the right direction or the wrong direction, and that is your wide receiver production. So my prescription would be to win the arms race and sign Alec Pierce. Everyone's going to be trying. I expect him to leave Indianapolis. Other teams, I mentioned him as a possibility, but he is a sound route runner with good hands. And if we look at what Buffalo, we talk about that chart in terms of their production, back in 2020, no team got more production from their wide receiver core. And then it's just steadily going the wrong way. You cannot rely. How many times did we refer to Josh Allen as Superman? It's unrealistic. You've got the offensive line, you've got the running back, you have the quarterback, you have tight ends. Get him someone who can be a legit number one there, and he'll do wonders in Josh Allen's offense.
Yeah, it's no secret that they need help outside the numbers at the receiver position. Like, I think in their defense, some of those numbers have trended down in the wrong direction, if you will, because of the emergence of a James Cook and the value that he possesses in that offensive passing game. Absolutely. But you also throw the ball to James Cook a lot more. But you definitely got to add a piece on the outside, maybe two pieces on the outside, because it's not just going to be a one player fixes and resolves your issues on the perimeter position. But Alec Pierce would be a great addition. I don't know if the Colts let him go.
I don't think they want to, but I'm expecting them to have to use the franchise tag to begin negotiations with Daniel Jones, and so that would give Alec Pierce a chance to sign. And I would think if you get to the open bidding, someone's going to be able to outbid the Colts. All right, the next patient. We allotted some extra time for this one because there are some serious issues here with the Miami Dolphins. And I got to be honest, see, when you graduate at the top of your class from I Know Ball University, you have the ability to prescribe some radical things, and I am suggesting that you tank. I'm suggesting that the only fix to your problems, Miami, is to not say it out loud. This isn't the NBA. But carry the biggest dead cap hit in NFL history. Tua is not the answer. He is not going to be the answer. I've seen him in my office too many times. But if you look at the largest dead cap hits that teams have taken in NFL history, Russell Wilson was at the top. That worked out for the Denver Broncos. You got a new coach, you got a new GM, they have job security. If you carry all of Tua's dead cap hit for this year, we talked about it yesterday, Mike Florio wrote about it. It's about a third of your salary cap. You will be awful. You'll be terrible. And then next year in a loaded quarterback draft, you'll be drafting at the top where you can begin your rebuild in earnest. I would embrace the tank this year. You already got rid of Bradley Chubb, already got rid of Tyreek Hill. Just admit what you are. Don't lie to yourself.
Doc, I'm a little disappointed that you're just telling this team to just deal with it. Like,
So,
you
I mean, listen, I would
you still
love the
got
solution.
you still got to add some value, even if you don't move forward with Tua. When you do find your guy, you want to have them in a ready-made situation. So you got to do more than just tank.
What would you suggest?
I would suggest them continuing to try to improve their roster outside of the quarterback situation.
I mean, good luck. You're losing wide receivers, losing pass rushers, losing quarterbacks.
Well, that was
first-time
inevitable.
head coach.
That was inevitable.
All inevitable? Okay. Now,
I was.
yeah, well, there is one more patient that we need to do. And it's a bit of a doozy. And my nurse, Christina, is a Jets fan, and she suggested some unethical things, some things that you need to move overseas or to the Pacific Northwest that aren't legal in all parts of the country for the New York Jets. And here's what I would say. Your issues are so plentiful at this point, all right, that honestly, don't even think about drafting a quarterback. Don't do it. You're not ready, okay? You're not ready to draft a quarterback. But you have an opportunity here. This time next year, you could have a normal-sized file if you just draft well. Just hit in the draft. It's a unique opportunity. They have 4 picks in the top 44. They have the first-round pick from the Colts in the Sauce Gardner trade, second-round pick from the Cowboys in the Quinnen Williams trade. You have the new general manager who came in from Denver. 4 picks in the top 44. Have a draft like the Lions had when they got Laporta and Gibbs and Branch and Campbell. It wasn't a quarterback. They weren't even premium positions. It was a safety, an inside linebacker, a tight end, a running back. Just draft good players. If you hit on 3 of those 4 picks, you'll still be bad. But next year, you'll be in a much better position to drop a quarterback into your infrastructure.
Yeah, this is definitely a franchise that's locked in on the best available player
At any position, other than kicker.
Other than quarterback?
I would not draft a quarterback because, listen, it's a one quarterback draft. So the inclination is going to be, well, we can get the second best quarterback in the class and reach. You do not want to do that.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. Look, defensively, we know what they gave up last year to acquire some draft capital. They have that. You have to hit because the previous regime, if they didn't do anything right, they did draft well, specifically on the defense side of the ball, and it was good for a stint.
Yeah, they underachieved massively relative to their talent. I don't know if you can sell Aaron Glenn on this because they're going to try to bring in Malik Willis. They're going to try to go get Kyler Murray, and I understand why that would be exciting. And if you can hit a home run like that, okay, fine. But in the draft,
yeah, I don't think they're even focused on a quarterback.
I don't think so. You can't be.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.